What's up, my people? Hey, I'm not in my regular place today because I got a little bit of bad news to share with you. All you Derelicts fans, my boy John Boy passed away last week. Heartbroken, man. So I've come here to the clubhouse, man, to Royn Doyn Studios. You know what I mean? I want to pay tribute to a special man, and a special band. And this band's like family to me, you know what I'm saying? People involved in this band, pretty much everybody I've ever had on as a guest in my show has either played with the Derelicts, recorded with the Derelicts, or was in another band with me and other members of the Derelicts. So, you know what I'm saying, man? This is my heart, man. This is like a home to me. I'll give you a little history, man. Now, my boy John Boy just passed away, and I kind of think that like the people in general count things by fives and tens, man, for some reason. And I think that important things happen in your life, you know what I mean, in fives and tens. You know what I'm saying? For example, this year, 2021, I'll be 45 years old. 45 years of age. You know what I mean? Now, 40 years ago, in 1981, I started going to school, at Wilson School, and I met my lifelong friend MC, man. You know MC. You know what I'm saying? The Aki Bass episode. This is his home. He grew up in his home. You know what I mean? This is John Boy's home. This is my man Royn Doyn's home, man. You know what I'm saying? That was 40 years ago. Now, 30 years ago, right? Let's talk about 30 years ago. The year 1991, right? That was the year I first started writing songs, you know what I'm saying? That was the year my man MC, he started playing a little bit of guitar. His father had a little Epiphone acoustic up here with 5 strings on it and electric strings on it. I remember him up here writing some stuff, you know what I mean? That was 30 years ago. And 30 years ago was when the guitar we're about to feature today was manufactured, man. 1991. So just bear that in date. For 25 years ago, in 1996, I was in Monmouth College, and I met this dude by the name of Bass Marc. Now you've met Bass Marc. Bass Marc's a legend. You know what I'm saying? Now, my man MC and Bass Marc, you know what I mean? We were old boys, man. We eventually moved in a house together around about 99, 98, something like that, right? And I mean, we were tight, man. We were like 3 musketeers, man. Now, after college, Bass Marc, you know what I mean? He parted out some of his shit because he had really nowhere to go. So he had this blue bass, you know what I mean? And he got one of these in high school. It was made in 1991. It was the 1992 New Jersey bass. It was what was it called? New Jersey INNOVATOR by B.C. Rich. Made right here in Warren, New Jersey. You know what I'm saying? And he gave it to my man MC. So, you know what I mean? It became one of MC's dear possessions. It was a very, very nice bass. Beautiful, beautiful bass. Now, that was, you know what I mean, back in the day. Now, let's go to 20 years ago, 2001, right? Early 2001, my man Royn Doyn, who's MC's father, man, he decided to build a studio right here, right where I'm at. You know what I'm saying? Right where I'm standing. And early that year, he wrote lyrics after he watched this movie called Titanic. You've seen Titanic. He watched it 1,000 times, and he wrote this song called Titanic. And very early, right around this time of year, 2001, you know, my man MC and I got up here, we jammed out, you know. Anyway, man, the song Titanic was born as the Derelicts. That's 20 years ago. Now, later that year, also 20 years ago, my man MC moved out, you know what I mean, because this was his bedroom at the time. And a studio got built here, so we had to find a place to go. So we moved in with his girlfriend. And my man Bass Marc started coming over. And he wrote a new bass line for the song Titanic. And, you know, made a couple changes, incorporated some of the stuff that MC did. And Ronnie kind of polished up the lyrics. And that was like the Derelicts, you know, that was our theme, man. Titanic, we played it all the time, man. It was the greatest song. And maybe we'll treat you to it. But first thing we got to do, you know what I mean? Also, I want to tell you, 20 years ago is when I met John Boy, right? It was 2001 was when your parents got married, right? So that was the first time I met John Boy. That's incredible stuff, man. 15 years ago, my man Ronnie passed away. So for those 5 years, man, the Derelicts recorded like 50 million albums. It was one of the best time my life had right here in this room. This happens to be the room where my man Ronnie grew up, my man John Boy grew up, the late great, and my man MC grew up. So in order to, you know, sanctify the situation, I got this bass here that belongs, of course, I talked to my man MC. Thing hasn't worked in probably about 10 years. You know what I'm saying? Just pickups, you know what I mean? Jack, something's wrong with it. So I'm going to crack it open here, try to get it working. Maybe not. maybe so. If I can, we'll jam out Titanic. If I have to, I'll run back home real quick. You know what I'm saying? Fix it up. But I want to share. I want to share the love, man. So for this episode for you, John Boy, for you, Bass Marc, and for my man MC. So peace be with you. I'll see you in a minute. Back popped off. I found that the jack's pretty much completely disconnected, man. See this, man? Disconnected. So we're gonna look for Ronnie soldering iron. I might have to bring this back to the lab. You know what I mean? Fix it up. We'll get you running again, old Bess. You'll be sounding bassy as ever, man. So I got it back to the lab. Couldn't fix it over there. We found Ronnie soldering iron. It was nice Weller soldering iron, actually. You know what I mean? And my man Michael comes over with, like, 3-4 inches worth of solder. He's like, here, use this. It's good stuff, man. I saw the jack's all burned up. You know what I mean? I just couldn't get it to solder. I was like, what is going on here? Then I realized my man was in the HVAC and plumbing. You know what I'm saying? I'm using plumbing solder. So, my man Bob Banco, my man MC, told me that he tried it a couple years ago. Probably with that same plumbing solder. So that's why, you know what I mean? Never got soldered, man. We don't even know if that's the only problem. Look at that. It's got some deposit on there, man. I spoke to Bass Marc yesterday about this, actually, when, you know what I mean? I told him about John Boy's passing, and talked about this bass that I was making a little episode about it. He told me, you know what I mean? The thing was in damn near mint condition when I gave it to him. Anyway, so it's a family affair now, man. Let's get this guy cleaned up, you know what I mean? We'll pull these strings off. We'll clean his body up real good, get all this gunk off of it. And we'll diagnose the electronics a little better. You know what I'm saying, man? So I'll see you in the workshop. Peoples. Peace. I got the jack taken out, you know what I mean? The whole little assembly unscrewed there. Got the multimeter hooked up. Just want to see if I get a jump out of this lead coming out. See if the wire itself is bad or... Let's see here. Huh? So the guitar is... Yes. Look at that. So... looks like maybe we'll just replace this jack, you know what I mean, and plug it in the amp. And let's do that right in this moment. Yes, this very rigged wiring is very Bass Marc, my people. Very, very much my man Bass Marc. But we got the new jack in there, right? And I think actually some of these wires, this was like one of those dual line wires, and he took the ground out. I don't know why he did that, but I guess he did. You know what I'm saying? And then he just let the rest of the wire go on, and I think some of the little ground pieces were actually touching the terminal. You know what I mean? And I think that was sort of shorting it out. So I'm going to put this guy in there. You know what I mean? And I got regular electronic solder too, people. And we'll see if it works. And if not, you know what I mean, then we have to keep diagnosing it. You know what I'm saying? So I'll see you on the flip. So I did the amp test, man. It didn't work. You know what I mean? It just didn't work. We pulled this guy right off again anyway. But there was like a moment where I was messing around with it, where I was plugged in, where I like heard sound out of the pickups. Like, ooh, so there's something coming out of this wire, but let's just replace it, because I don't know what the fuck Bass Marc was doing, man. So we'll, you know what I mean, unscrew the back again, just poke around once more. We got this guy cracked open. I think I got the solution. First of all, this pot needs like a lock washer put in. I mean, you just, you know what I mean, spin this guy around. So that needs a lock washer. The rest of them seem to be okay. It looks like the problem is Bass Marc's edit right here. There's something weird. It looks like the integrity of the wire is okay, and there is enough length. Just like cut it right here and try to resolder it again to this jack. You know what I mean? I see the Bass Marc's done a couple other little edits here, but they look to be okay. I don't know. My man said that this thing was in mint condition. I love you, Bass Marc, you know what I'm saying? But you've definitely gone to town on this with your little magic, bro. I know all about you, bro. I know you will. So let's try to fix this shit up. In honor of Ronnie, man. 15 years without you, my brother. Put a lock washer on. This lock washer is just for you, Royn Doyn. Now, you can finally sign off. Over the amp. Works. Hooray! Gonna hit it up with a little bit of contact cleaner. Not that it really needs it. But what the fuck, we got it open, you know what I'm saying? Suckers. Let's close this cavity after that. I'll see you on the flip. Sealed up. Took the liberty of adjusting, you know what I mean? These pickups a little bit while I had it plugged in. I'm going to pull these strings up. Clean this fretboard. It doesn't really need any fret work done. You know what I mean? I pretty much went up and down the fretboard and every note rings loud and true, but it's dirty. So let's pull these strings up and clean it. You know what I mean? Scrub the shit out of this bad boy. Look at this. This looks like it's terrible, terrible, terrible. Let's get this guy back into shape, man. This is a custom model, man. Custom model. New Jersey Innovator. Pulled back. Let's get all this gunk off, man. You know what I mean? Let's get this gunk off, man. Let's clean it off, people. Furniture polish, alcohol, you know what I mean? Windex, they're all going to be, you know what I mean? I'm going to get in here real good. All going to be utilized. Let's do this one. So now she's clean. You know what I mean? Clean is the pejorative word. A lot of scrubbing, man. A lot of scrubbing. My God. Anyway, so we got all the nooks and crannies. Let's dab some mineral oil on this big boy and leave it overnight. You know what I'm saying? This is so dry. Just got to replace that grease that we pulled out of it. Well, the Bass Marc and MC grease, man, it's got to be replaced. So let's put some mineral oil on there. Let it set. I'll see you on the mar. On the mar. It's the next morning, and you can see that most of that mineral oil has seeped into that rose wood. So we're going to wipe the rest of the excess off there. Hit up the neck with some butcher's wax, man. Just the fretboard, man. Just the fretboard. Don't fret, man. See you in a moment. Yes, yes. Look at that. No, that's great. You know what I'm saying? Great, great, great. Butcher's wax, man. So let's put a little bit of moms on the body and the, you know, the headstock and everything. You know, get it all sheeny shiny. Smooth, smooth, smooth. All sheeny shiny again. All beautiful. 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 So let's put these strings back on. And right before the glam shots, I'd like to give you a little bit more detailed family history, folks. I know you like the detailed stuff. Alright, so this is an excerpt from the BC Rich 1992 catalog. This is the only appearance in any BC Rich catalog of this particular instrument, and there it is perfectly in black, man. You see it says the Innovator 4-string bass, and this is for the New Jersey series, man. So it's the New Jersey Innovator, bro. You know what I mean? The 4-string bass, that's what it is. I've never seen, you know what I mean, one without this BC Rich thing. So that's another reason that I think it might have been a prototype, man. I don't know. Maybe it wasn't, man. But here's a picture here, 25 years ago. Bass Marc was a little boy, man. You know what I'm saying? He got his first haircut. I just cut his hair. You know what I mean? And there it is, man. You know what I'm saying? Here's a picture from 20 years ago. You know what I mean? When it transferred ownership, man. My main MC had it, and that's, you see, is before he had the Benz, man. It's probably the last photograph of it that exists before the Benz insignia was epoxied on here, man. My main MC. You know what I mean? So a little bit of, you know, a little family album with you guys, man. Speaking of family album, man, let's talk about my boy John Boy. This is probably his favorite picture in the whole universe, man. You know what I mean? This is the shirt he's talking about. If you ever listen to the Derelict album called NJT, man, that's the shirt he's talking about at the end. The shirt I wore at baseball game when I met Bruce. Anyway, man, so there's my boy John Boy, man. God rest his soul. Now, when we did a Derelict album, because John Boy was on every single release I've ever released, you know what I'm saying, since, you know what I'm saying, I met him, you know, started jamming with him. You know what I'm saying? We had a little album we did, and I said, you know, because we're all kind of old and getting, you know what I mean. Bass Marc been using pictures of himself when he was 16 for all of his, like, you know, profiles everywhere.
And I said, you can give me any picture you want. I'll put it in the album, John Boy, even if it's old as hell. And this is the picture he fucking broke out that he wanted in the album. He's like, that's the best picture of me ever, Bobby. You know what I mean? So that's him, man. That's my boy, John Boy. This is his photograph he gave me for one of our albums. I forget which one it was, man. Maybe the Douchebag Sampler, I think, maybe. There he is, my brother, John Boy. Rest in peace, my brother. Be good, man. Tell Ronnie we still miss him, man. We miss you too, John Boy. Peace be with you, my brother.
So there it is, folks. Purdy as a penny. Purdy as a penny, man. Look at that thing. Looking good. Looking excellent. So let's talk a little bit more in depth about the history of this beautiful instrument here. So in '92, my man Bass Marc was in high school. You know, he was playing on a Spirit bass made by Oscar Schmidt that his parents got him at Sears. And he was becoming a pretty good Bass Marc, man. You know what I'm saying? So he wanted to expand his collection of basses. You know what I mean? He wanted to branch out. So he went to Rondo Music, New Jersey. And he got himself a New Jersey Innovator bass made by BC Rich. Now, as rare as that bass is, it wasn't this bass that he got. The bass he purchased that day was metallic red with gold hardware. And he brought it home. And in his own words, after a couple of days, man, the color just got to me. Got real old real quick. So he goes back to Rondo Music. He's like, yo, this color, I'm not feeling it. And they're like, then why the fuck did you buy it, you idiot? You know what I'm saying? Well, let me swap it out for another color, man. But they didn't have another color on hand because it was a rare bass. You know what I'm saying? So Bass Marc, not one to take no for an answer ever, man. He drives over to the BC Rich factory in Warren, New Jersey, which was actually closer to his house than Rondo Music. And he's like, yo, this bass, the color sucks, man. The dude there's like, why the fuck would you buy it then? You know what I'm saying? Now this is a 92. This is a 92 model, this bass. You know what I'm saying? But most of them, like I said, were made in 91. And the only one they had left of the factory was this guy. Probably because it was a prototype. I've never seen another one in this bubblegum blue color. Never. Not one time in my life. Not one time in your life, Bobby? Never. So, they said, look, this is the only other one we got. You know what I mean? It's probably the only one available. This is a pretty popular bass. What do you want to do? You want the red one or you want this one, buddy? You know what I'm saying? Oh, I guess I'll take the blue one. So he took the blue one. And he always complained about it. You know what I'm saying? When I first met him, he had a carving bass. You know what I'm saying? And he had this bass as his backup. And I said, I like that blue bass. The blue bass sucks, man. The carving was made out of koi wood. It had like the best of the best on it. But, you know what I mean? That one, nobody knows what happened to it. Sold off in the Bass Marc story. So let's talk about Mercedes-Benz, man. My man MC got this bass off of Bass Marc, like I said. Middle 99, once we all parted ways from our little apartment. Our little winter rental. And my man got a big old Mercedes-Benz. A couple, about 2 years after that. And the thing lasted him probably 2, 3, 5, 6, 7 weeks. They pretty much died out as soon as he got it, man. As sad as he was, you know what I mean? He took the hood ornament and he sort of was playing around with it and he saw it fit exactly in these little, knobs. Although this one's gets a little stuck sometimes. But he just epoxied it down. You know what I'm saying? And that's the history of the bass as we know it, man. As it looks, as it be. It's got the EMG pickups on there. The select EMG pickups. It's American made. Made right in Warren, New Jersey. Came right out of the BC Rich factory, man. New Jersey Innovator. All New Jersey. I don't believe this bass has ever left New Jersey. Now that I think about it. Not one time in its life. Never. This is a New Jersey bass through and through, man. So, that being said, man, let's hear it, man. Let's go return it to my man MC. You know what I mean? See if I can convince him to, open up Derelict Studios one more time for you all. Sentimentality. And then we'll say, look after yourself. Peace be with you. Look after yourself. Peace be with you. We're going to perform the first song the Derelicts ever even recorded together, wrote together, pre-Derelicts. This was done in the year 2001, 20 years ago. This is Titanic, the original version, the original way. My man starts out. Let's do it up. Big old ship in an outboard. Filled with England's finest stars, a lot of the copper white boys, don't you know? I see you, Red. Come here, baby. Look good. Faster. Faster. Faster you can go, baby. Titanic, can't stand it. This shit is making me panic. Titanic. Can't stand it. Head up north, baby. More coal in the hole. Not coal, get the fuck out, baby. Titanic, can't stand it. This shit is making me panic. Titanic, can't stand it. What about that car, baby? You want to get on top or you want me to? Hit an iceberg. Sending the robot. Sending the robot. Sending the robot. Fuck that robot. Sending the robot. Take 97. Fuck that robot. Fuck that robot. Titanic. Can't stand it. This shit is making me panic. Titanic. And that's why I only played drums for one song. Because after that we got a real drummer. But peace be with you. Look after yourself, man. Rest in peace, John Boy. Rest in peace, Ronnie. Rest in peace, Eric, Maryanne. Love you, MC. Bass Marc. Peace.